Welcome to the Stay Ready Real Estate Podcast, where we stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I'm your host, Emeka. And what this podcast is all about is letting you know that regular people like you and me can invest in real estate to become wealthy. You don't need millions and billions of dollars to invest in real estate. You can actually invest in real estate with little to no money down. I'm just here to let you know that as long as you have time and can take action, you can become wealthy. And all it takes is a couple of years for you to honestly become financially free. So tune in. Hope you enjoy. What's going on, Stay Ready fam? It's your boy, Emeka here. And today we're going to talk about more red tape. What is red tape, you may ask? Red tape is the freaking government. And sometimes they can be your friend and sometimes they can be your enemy. And I'm going to give you a real life, ongoing story of how sometimes they just don't get it. And let's just jump right into it. So I am under contract to sell a flip, right? Here in the great county of Polk County, Florida. And this is the situation. We bought a house, me and a partner, and we bought it for a great price, in my opinion. And we bought the house with a new roof and new siding. However, we didn't know there was new siding, and that is the T, and that is the issue. So I'll come back to that later. I'm here to talk about title companies for a second. Whenever you buy a house, it has to be worked through the title company because the title company is going to be the team, the partner who's going to help you find all and every issue that there may be, right? That means liens, to make sure there's no liens in the property, and make sure that there's going to be a clean transfer of the deed. Make sure there's not someone who says that they're the owner, but they're really not, and it's some guy in Manila Bay or the Cayman Islands, wherever they may be. The title companies help you make sure that there's not going to be issues if you were to buy the property. And that's literally what we pay them for. Whenever you build your team, a title company needs to be on your team because we can't do it without them. They are a part of the real estate transaction in almost every single real estate transaction that is in America, quite frankly. At least they should be. And I'm going to tell you why. And not this flip, but I looked at a different flip, and the title company was able to show me that there is like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of violations and liens and taxes that the owner owed, and that's why he's selling, and et cetera, et cetera. And if you were to buy that, that responsibility is on you, not the buyer. And as I am the one dealing with something similar, it is very unfortunate, because the red tape / the government, they're not going to care. At the end of the day, the government wants to make sure that the person who owns a home is doing things to their code, their law. They don't care about how much money you're going to lose. They're not going to care about how much money you're going to make. All they care about is you following their rules. And I would argue maybe there's somewhat of an ego trip. Regardless of if that's true or not, you have to follow it, right? And here's my issue, my current issue. We bought a property, fixed it up, put it on the market, waited a little bit, it got under contract, right? It got under contract. Couple weeks after it goes under contract, I get a code violation, a freaking code violation. The code violation stated that there was a new roof without a permit, and that there was new siding without a permit. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to show you the pictures of why they gave us a code violation. They showed us pictures of 2022 and 2024 and saw the new listing and said, wait a minute, that's weird. They asked for a demo, not, 3 or 4 years ago. Red flag, code violation. The frustrating part about this situation is I called the code, code inspector, whatever the name is, and I looked myself on the county record that there was a permit pulled, roof permit pulled in 2023, and they were referencing pictures in 2022, right? So I call her and, hey, there's a permit on the roof. Why did I get a code violation? No kidding. Like, I'm not kidding at all. This is what she says. She says, oh, I didn't see that. Right? So you have to understand that the county has the power to literally give you a violation without even doing their own due diligence. They looked at photos, didn't even look at the county records, and gave a code violation. Right? It's very frustrating, and that's the reason why there's a big issue with red tape, and that's why the HUD and the government and even the president wants to figure out a way to have less issues for people to build homes or remodel homes, because it really comes down to the local municipalities where you can have someone who doesn't even look at their own county being able to give a code violation, try to make them pay money for something that someone already did correctly before, right? So she's like, oops. But anyway, the siding still needs to be replaced. Well, the picture shows that the siding was definitely, there was definitely siding that was done, and it was definitely done without a permit. That was clear. But however, that was still done before I purchased the property. So I asked them, okay, how am I able to know this? And they're like, girl, your title company was supposed to know that. Well, I go, well, the title company did a lien search. There was no code violations. There was no issues. There was a permit in 2022, 2 owners ago, and that went away. And obviously it wasn't a demo. So what is the title company? Well, they're like, well, I guess you're supposed to call. I go back to the county and they're like, well, there's not really a way to know that. Right? So there was no way for us to know that, but they want to give us a code violation. Very frustrating, but I guess that's the way it is. But the issue is now, no matter how upset you are, they don't care, right? They don't care at all. Sometimes they want to work with you. A lot of times they don't. They just want to get it over with. So I have been working with the county for about almost a month now, and every time I go, there's something new. I talk to a different person, everything changes, and it is a big can of worms. And this is exactly why red tape is an issue, right? Because the fact that someone's able to control a property, and number one, I get it, right? They want to make sure that a property is built correctly. They want to make sure it's remodeled correctly, so there's no issues. There's a lot of hurricanes in Florida, and bad things can happen. Completely understand that logic. That logic makes perfect sense. However, you can't give a code violation for something that has been correctly done with a permit, right? And then the fact that there's people in the county who are not reading or doing their own due diligence, that is an issue. We're going to get in trouble. We, as an investor, the homeowner, or the builder, or the developer, you name it. We get violations, and we have to pay fines for not doing proper due diligence or doing things incorrectly. There's no accountability to the county if they were to do things incorrectly, like the situation that I'm currently in. But no matter what, if we are to make them more upset, that can make things worse. They can postpone things. They can make our lives miserable, but we can't hold them accountable, right? And, I don't have money to just go suing people. And even if you did, it's the government, right? It's the government. They will never run out of money, quite frankly. I guess hopefully knock on wood, because we don't want that to happen and these bad things will happen. But red tape is a serious issue, and it needs to be fixed because they're hurting people and causing people to spend money, lose money, with people not doing the due diligence, right? If we are supposed to be held accountable for not doing due diligence, they need to be held accountable as well. And that is a big fight right now. Let builders build, have less red tape, since the red tape can't do things the proper way all the time. Can't say that for everyone. Not saying Polk County, Florida is always an issue, but I am saying that there's opportunity here to be better. And at the end of the day, we are trying to provide housing to people who want to build memories, right? The people that we're selling to are first-time homeowners. And this is a beautiful thing, right? Housing is a beautiful thing. People are building wealth through real estate naturally without thinking about it. and everyone wants a roof over their head. And we understand the county. We want to make sure that the roof over people's head is safe, sound, with no issues. But if you're going to be holding people up, make sure that you do your due diligence as well as county. And a really big lesson here is if you are dealing with a property that has a new roof, new anything, and you know about it, make sure you always call the county because there's some things that title can't catch. It's evident, it's true, I'm living it. This also proves that there's just so many things that could happen in real estate and that you don't have control over. But you must be resilient, and you really just can't get too emotional. I caught myself getting emotional. I caught my heartbeat rising. But the reality is, it doesn't matter because time moves on. The county doesn't care. You just need to get the stuff done. Figure out what you need to get done in order to move on and not lose money. Period, point blank. Figure it out. Don't lose money. Real estate is risky. Let's be real. It is risky. You've heard me before. I said it's not that risky. It is risky, but it's not as risky as people think. I just went through this, but the reality is I just have to get a GC, pull a permit, wait for an inspection, right? And that's the true order. Unfortunately, it's taken 2 to 4 weeks, quite frankly, but it still is getting done, and it has to be done. And if you're gonna let this stop you, if you're gonna let this not make you want to invest in real estate, then you're not meant to be in this game because more things are going to happen. I have stories for days and days and days. And some of them are great stories. I have great stories for days, and some of them are bad stories, horror stories. And you really can't avoid it because that's real estate. If it was easy, everyone would do it. So do your due diligence, call the counties, work with the counties, cities, or any municipality that you're in, and understand surprises will happen. But learn from me. Learn from me. Don't do the same mistakes I had. Yes, it was hard to know. Basically, it was impossible to know what was going to happen. But now I know if siding looks a little bit different, I'm going to ask, did you get a permit? Was this done? Is there any approvals? And then if they say no, I'm going to the county, period, point blank, right? And these are things that are going to help us grow because experience is the best teacher, and you literally won't get any better knowledge through experience yourself. Till next time, stay ready, fam. See ya. Thanks for tuning into the podcast. I really hope you enjoyed. My goal with these podcasts is to help you get 1% better every single day. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe and go to my YouTube channel because I post real life deals and the ongoing things that I'm doing to let you know that I'm walking the talk and not just talking about it, not just yapping. So, hope to see you next week. Till next time.